Oh God, I mostly was joking, but hell
No, no.
yeah.
Hey, look, content is content. You got your sadness
Everything is
ring light
content.
on.
Everything is
Everything
content.
is content.
Yeah. My first aura migraine was I was 27. I had been recruited to help a friend move because no one else could help her move that day. And I was a little hungover.
Mm.
Mm.
So I went over there, fairly dehydrated, helped move a bunch of stuff. And then we were riding back. She was driving me back, to lunch actually, in her car after moving her. And I smoked cigarettes then. So I was like, hey, is it
Mm.
cool if I smoke a cigarette? So I lit a cigarette. And then suddenly I was like, oh, what is happening? I cannot see or focus on anything in the middle of my vision.
Yeah.
And you would look
Oh,
around and like literally,
It would go with you.
yeah, it goes wherever you're looking. So like if so Kelly, if I tried to look at your face, there would be like a scintillation is what it's called, but it's like if one of those novelty throw pillows that has two colored sequins
yeah.
on it was just flapping back and forth in front of you. So it's like
Yeah.
I could, my brain knows that I can see you, but I can't see you. So
But
it's
you can't
extremely
parse it.
disorienting.
Yeah.
Wait,
Upside,
you said if you look directly at it, so are your peripherals still good? It's just the middle?
yeah. I
For
mean,
the
in,
most
in
part.
as much as like you're, I think what's weird is like your peripherals are good, but you can't check them because when you check
Right,
them,
because when you
then they're
look.
in your field
Yeah.
of vision. And
Yeah.
so it's just really, I mean, I literally thought I was like, oh God, I'm having a stroke or something because I had
Oh
no
my
Yeah.
idea what was
God.
going on. And yeah, and it lasted like my they pretty much always last like an hour and a half to 2 hours for me,
Oh
Holy
maybe.
wow.
shit.
Uh,
Mine was like 15.
oh
So
wow,
I got lucky.
Hours?
that's great.
Yeah, mine was only 15 minutes, so I got really lucky. But
But
yeah.
but yeah, when I discovered that like hydrating and usually salt or sugar really helps, it's kind of a whatever, like you just got to hit that kind of stuff. But I mean, upside, zero actual headache. I didn't
Yeah.
experience any. You didn't have any
I
headache
didn't
either? Okay,
either.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I hear that that's not super common is people not experiencing headaches after. So we're part of that 4%, you and
Yeah,
me.
yeah, we're very fortunate that we get to
Yeah.
have the only kind of migraine
The
that doesn't hurt, but
terrifying.
really scares the fuck out
Oh
of
my
you.
God. This is
Yeah.
Yeah,
just yet another thing for me to be worried about. Like,
Yeah.
just add it to the
Well, you
list.
got to join us, Kelly. Come on.
yeah. I had one at work once, like middle of the day in a
Oh,
meeting, and I was
geez.
What did
like,
you do?
I luckily, I mean, my bosses were so cool about it. I was like, hey, is it okay if I just like lay down? Because we had a couch in the office. I was like,
Oh,
can I
that's
lay down on the
good.
couch for a little bit? And it still didn't go away. So I was like, hey, I just got to go home.
Yeah.
And I
What do
went
you do?
home.
Have to
Did
call
you,
somebody? What do
yeah,
you
did
mean you
someone get
went
you?
home? Did
Well, I
somebody
just
fetch
walked.
you?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
walked home.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I just
okay.
like, it was like a quarter-mile walk, and you just kind of go slow and like remind yourself, like, okay, this has happened
And
before.
like
This
with
is
your head
okay.
turned so that
Kind
you've
of.
got your
Yeah,
peripheral to
yeah,
the
yeah.
front.
I'm doing. I was doing a Picasso walk the whole time, like
Yeah,
both
yeah.
aspects of my face everywhere to try to figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh
geez.
man, God. So
So Chelsea,
so
were you
yeah.
dehydrated?
I guess so. I don't know. I didn't know that I needed to be more hydrated, so that makes me feel better. I also, the person I called, because I obviously was like, okay, I'll get some. I'm not going to go to a doctor because that's going to cost me $1 million. So I went through my insurance and they put me through to a doctor in Texas, which I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah. So, and then she was like,
yeah.
you might have an astigmatism. And I was like,
No, that's
that's,
not what this
That's
I'm
not
is.
this.
I'm like 100% sure that that's not right. And she was just like, just go to a Walmart and go into their optometry center. And I was like, yeah,
No.
except we don't have a Walmart around here. And she was like, that's not good. And I was like, yeah, I wish that, first of all, it's New Year's Eve. So I'm not going to get an eye doctor anywhere. And it's like 5 p.m. So I was like, yeah, I can't.
Also,
No, that's a
you
lie. It was in the
wear
morning.
glasses. Like you've been to the
Yeah, I've been to the eye
optometrist
doctor.
recently.
And
This didn't just like,
not that recent. And I have been saying, oh, I need to go. So there's a good chance that this was brought on by the fact that my vision is not good enough for my glasses right now.
no. Still
But
though.
I was just having breakfast and I was watching TV, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I have a blind. I was like, it looks like somebody shined a bright light in my eye.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, fuck, it's not going away. And I was like, oh,
Oh
it's getting
God.
worse. And I was like, it's just in one eye, it's fine. And I was like, fuck, it's in both eyes.
Oh
And then it
Yeah.
just
no.
kept going. And I was like, and I kept trying to figure out what was going on. And of course, the internet was like, you might be having a stroke. And I'm like,
That's what the internet says, which is great when you're
And I'm
like,
like, don't. And it's like, you might be about to have a seizure. And I'm like, well, okay,
Ah,
okay,
mhm.
that's fine. And I was like, I will get a pillow. It'll be fine.
yeah, like should I
So
go ahead and like bite down on something so I
yeah,
don't
I was like, do I need to
bite my
pack a
tongue? Like,
bag? I was trying to figure out what to do, and then I went back into the bathroom, and then like I kept looking down to try to read stuff, and that's when I figured out it was both eyes because I kept being like, nope, 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 it's both of them. But it did look like zigzags a lot and just really staticky, and I was like, this is very. I was like, everything is terrible. But when I was Googling, I wanted to bring it up because they did say it looks like Bart Simpson hair, and I was like, fuck. Okay. Okay. That's fair.
It really does. It's like it's usually it looks also like the all the wingdings and nonsense in the opening to Saved by the Bell. Like there's just all those stupid shapes spinning around
like
on a
90s.
neon
Yeah.
field, and it's like, yeah, this is
You're
what
like,
this
oh,
feels
this is
like.
happening.
Oh
It's
my
like my
God.
eyes are in the max.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Did you guys read that book by Oliver Sacks, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat and Other Tales? That I got the tagline wrong, but but I'm fairly confident about the first bit.
I haven't read it, but that sounds fantastic. And
I've
It's
heard of
really
it.
good. Do not read it. So Oliver, do you guys know who Oliver Sacks is? He's I believe he is no longer with us. Was a psychologist and or maybe I think neuroscientist is probably a
Oh.
better term for him. And
Mhm.
so the whole book is just like anecdotes of his patients and like crazy shit that happened with their brains. And so the most famous one is The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, and that is precisely what happened. Like the guy
Mm.
was older, he seemed perfectly cogent, but they'd be like, go put your shoes on, and he'd like be taking a painting off the wall, and like like there was just like a disconnect between input and cognitive processing.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was like, Oliver Sacks was like, there have only been two people in recorded history who have experienced this, and this gentleman is one of them. And yeah, just a bunch of crazy stories. And I remember reading it before bed, and just like that was the scariest thing I've ever read. Like horror movies don't scare me, but like your brain could mess up accidentally, no impact, no injury. Just one morning you wake up and you can't use your tongue. Like what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
add
terrifying.
this to the list.
We're so fragile. And it is like the ocular migraine thing is horrifying because you don't, I don't know. Anytime something like that happens, the older I get, like there's little things, like there's body aches and stuff. But even those, as I get older, I'm like, is this going to go away this time or not?
Right.
You know, because you get
Is
so
this the end of
accustomed
me?
to, yeah, you get so accustomed
Yeah.
to like 35-ish years of just like, I fell off the roof and I'm fine tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know, I drank a handle of whiskey and a 12-pack of beer, and guess what? I threw up once, and I feel great the next day. I need
You gotta
eggs,
throw up.
You know?
If you throw up, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and then and then eventually it's just like, oh, I'm never gonna recover from just like
Anything.
going up the stairs wrong, or
Mm,
it's
mhm.
great. It's great stuff.
Have a recent fall down the stairs. Chelsea was there.
Yeah.
no.
Ankle still hurts. So I think that I have
Shit.
encountered the one that sticks with me forever.
Oh no. Oh, I was gonna make
First
an Oliver
injury that-
Sacks joke about how I can't handle Oliver Sacks, so some of her Sacks.
Mhm.
Oliver, I barely know her.
No. Oh.
Oliver, I like my martinis neat. This is Debut Buddies. It's a fortnightly podcast about firsts. Do not have a cow. I am Nate. I'm one of the buddies.
I'm Kelly. I'm another buddy.
Dope. I'm Chelsea. I'm the last buddy.
She did it. She said
it. We talked about we're going to talk about. You know what? Actually, by the time you listen to this, we'll have talked about it. So I'm leaving that. We talked about watching the first episode of The Simpsons on this week's episode. And by this week, I mean this fortnight. I'm doing great. I'm going to leave it all in.
This time period.
And I don't even want to really linger on the plot of this. I'm going to run through it real quick, and then I just want to talk about all of the other things. Because I feel like, Kelly, you've never watched The Simpsons.
That's correct.
Chelsea,
well, it's
you've
no
watched...
longer correct.
Well, yes, you've now watched The Simpsons.
My finger.
Yeah.
Here. My finger is trying to point at
Chelsea is pointing at her Millhouse is beat up poster on her wall.
Oh,
it's called a Milford.
Like Milford.
I
pretty consistently say everything is coming up Millhouse when things are going my way. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that was
that's why he's the only person on my wall. I can't.
Your shoes are wet, but your cuffs are bone dry. High water pants, baby.
Yep.
So the first episode of The Simpsons is titled Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. And it is a Christmas special, which I think we're all thrilled to be talking about now that it is mid-March at time of airing. And the holidays just happened at time of recording. So let's hit it. Let's just keep it alive. But yeah, this is just kind of an episode to introduce everybody, all the family members, and give us kind of a heartwarming, honestly, story where it is kind of really difficult, I think, to parse out why people in 1989 would have had such a harsh reaction to The Simpsons as being a negative family values example, because everybody's pretty much doing the best they can, and the worst thing that happens is Bart gets a tattoo that he shouldn't have gotten. And
that wasn't his parents. Like, that wasn't a Simpsons mistake. That was tattoo artist mistake.
Yeah. That was a failure of the system, which is to say that, like, the whatever HIPAA or whoever dictates tattoo law should have been like, hey,
yeah, it's probably HIPAA.
You're definitely not 18. But yeah, I mean, otherwise it's like there's a Christmas pageant at the beginning where we are introduced to both Simpsons' middle children. So Bart sings the Batman Smells lyrics to Jingle Bells to indicate that he's a badass.
Yeah. Is that the first time it was ever sang with those lyrics?
This is an interesting like Mandela effect thing for me, because I feel like we had sang that before The Simpsons was out, but now I don't know, because I would have been 8 years old when this episode aired.
Let me look.
I was exactly 355 days old when this episode came out.
Oh wow, that's so small.
Yeah, I was Maggie.
Aww.
I was reading something that said that a lot of people attribute the fun alternate words to this episode, but that's not actually true. Though they sing the song again at the end, and there were lyrics that I had not heard before. So are those?
I thought the ones at the end, was that Jingle Bells or was that Rudolph? Was the last one?
Oh, it
Rudolph?
was Rudolph. It was Rudolph.
But
it had the
goes
like the light bulb, like the shouts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I remember those from being a kid too, because that was a whole thing. Like the like a light bulb, and you would say some other there was some other like non-contemporary reference to reindeer games and things where you were saying like, you know, like Dean Martin or whatever. I don't know. It was some weird like vaudeville reference that got tossed in there.
Oh,
so I feel like
what he sings at the end is reindeer games like strip poker, and I was like, we always said Monopoly.
Oh yeah. Strip poker is a hard pull, which I guess maybe that's why
that could be it.
Concern merely the notion of strip poker being something a child knew about. But I mean, I don't know, like, I guess it's like Lisa's thing is kind of offensive now in retrospect, because it's like very appropriative
Yeah, her
Southeast Asian Islander
Yeah, that was
something or
bad.
other. Like it's either Pacific Islander or it's Southeast Asian or it's some thing
yeah.
that's happening that's very like boiled down.
It wasn't good. And it started off, oh man, it starts off kind of slow, right? It starts off with one of the kids coming out and being like, I'm so and so, the German version of Santa Claus. And you're like, okay, that one's okay, but where are we going with this?
And they didn't
And
even
then
mention Krampus also. They mentioned
No.
I
like the
know, no
German Santa
Krampus.
Claus, but they don't mention Krampus. Yeah.
They
Rude.
don't. But then they escalate to a kid comes out and he's like, I'm the Japanese version of Santa. And you're like, what? Oh no, what are
Uh-huh.
we doing? And it's still okay. Like, I guess it's not okay, but it's not as offensive as Lisa's because he's just wearing like googly glasses on the back of his head. But like, boy, and then it just escalates. So my notes were like, is this going to be a problem? Uh-oh, I think it's a problem.
Which is weird because I think all the like, what do you, okay, Kelly, because you have not
How
watched The
accurate
Simpsons.
would it be? If it was super accurate, would it be more cultural appreciation?
I think that's a fair
This
Maybe
question.
the coconut bra could have not been part of it, but could have been super accurate.
I think for
I don't
appreciation,
know if
it's got to
that's.
be like a PowerPoint. I don't think that you get to do like a tribal dance, you know?
I think if she perfected it, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. It's Lisa.
Yeah,
She's gonna be if anybody on the show is gonna be woke, it's gonna be Lisa.
that's
Well,
true. But
absolutely.
I think that she needs like 10 years to get woke, right?
No, she starts woke, ends woke.
Well, she
She
didn't
also
start
doesn't
woke.
age.
Yeah.
Well, I know
She's
she
been
doesn't age.
she's been the wokest 8-year-old for 37 years.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the big question. So like Kelly, what do you feel like these character introductions tell you about? Like
No.
what do the first 5 minutes of
Hmm.
this tell you about the Simpsons family?
Well, it's sort of hard to answer because I'm like I'm aware of them in terms of like the culture and the collective unconsciousness. So, so
Sure. I
like
mean,
I was
there's a
already
Jungian bias
familiar.
to all of this.
Yeah, so I like already knew what their characters were, like what the like I could do like the summary of their characters. Um, I guess though the big thing that stuck out to me was that it felt very much like even older sitcoms, the names of
Mm.
which I'm not going to be able to pull. Archie, Bunker,
Yeah, yeah. All in the family.
All in the
Yeah.
Family.
Hmm.
Even well, actually, I'm about to say a sentence, and I am realizing now that I don't know if it's true. Marge's voice even reminded me of the wife in All in the Family,
Yeah,
but is
Edith.
that just is does it actually or
It does. She has like a kind of high pitched,
like
grainy voice.
nasally? Yeah,
Like,
Mm.
because she was known, they played like a song at the beginning of every episode of All in the Family, and she's like,
yeah,
eh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so that was my impression was that it felt more family values than I thought would happen in The Simpsons.
Mm.
And
Oh.
I will say I don't know where my head was, but at one point Marge is like on the phone and she says like, "Hi, this is the Simpsons residence" or something, and I was like, "Wait, what was their last name?" like, like I just totally forgot. Like Simpsons was so detached from the characters, it was just the name of the show for me that I was like, "Hold on, let's get the character notes." Oh, idiot.
yeah. I think what's interesting about this episode on the whole is that it very like nicely establishes everybody, but doesn't actually give you much of anything. I mean,
Mm,
we see several characters from around Springfield, but not really any of them in the way that they will be later. At least not exactly. And as someone who's like watched so much of The Simpsons, though not as much of the more recent 10 seasons or so, like it feels weird because it's like a
mm,
dry run. It's
Mm.
like a rehearsal kind of thing, right? Like Homer seems at first to be like he's just like any dad who's just like, oh man, I gotta go to this kid's play, this is boring and whatever,
mm.
but he's still like polite enough to sit through it and he's sort of muttering into himself. But then he
Yeah.
manages to spend the rest of the episode really earnestly trying to make sure Christmas happens even though stuff has gone wrong.
I know. I was
Yeah.
so surprised. I was like, wait, I
And it's
thought we were like scumbags. I didn't realize we were doing sweet stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like it's not the only time that Homer's going to do that. Like the
Yeah.
number of times that Homer takes on second and third jobs to make things happen for his family is
Mm,
probably more than I can count on 5 hands. It's a
yeah.
very common storyline that happens, but it's just interesting that like we start with this. We start with a place where that's Homer is kind of a genuine dad who's just not even really dumb. He's just a little like he's not a heroic dad, right?
Just
He's
like
like a very
hapless.
vulnerable dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Marge is pretty much just straight up mom. She's not nagging. She's
Straight up
not
mom.
yeah.
anything like Lisa's kind of like she's only an overachiever at the very, and I won't even say overachiever. That's not really fair. She's only the most self-aware at the
Precocious.
end of
She's
the episode.
precocious at the
Mm-hmm.
end.
Like she lays down, she lays down the law on.
It's so long. Her aunt is being like denigrating about
Oh,
Homer.
yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Lisa
yeah. And
is
she's
like,
like, hey, if you talk poorly about my dad, he's my only male role model, and therefore I'm going to have established difficulties attaching to men in the future. Like she does self psychoanalysis.
yeah. And she even like calls her out. She's like, and I'm too young to defend myself against those things. So could you please keep that in mind going forward?
Yeah. And Bart is just kind of, I mean, Bart's maybe the most like he's gonna be, which is just
Mm,
like
Yeah.
he wants to go do a thing, he goes and does a thing, he gets in trouble, they have to bail him
yeah.
out, and everything works out for him anyway. Yeah, it's very interesting because it's like you look at all the character models in this, like Todd Flanders' voice is wrong. The
Mm-hmm.
kid who's doing Japanese Santa looks like Ralph Wiggum, but doesn't sound like him, and I don't think he's supposed to be Ralph Wiggum. Principal Skinner, very like voice is close, but he's not Principal Skinner. He's like
Mm-hmm.
just a boring principal. He doesn't
Yeah.
like just nobody's defined here because it is just The Simpsons, and there just have to be a bunch of other characters in it. Whereas later on in the run, like almost every single person you see in this episode has their own episode dedicated entirely to them, including Santa's Little Helper,
Yeah.
5 times
Oh,
probably.
yay.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna ask, does he stick around or is this like a one
Oh yeah.
episode
Oh, yeah.
dog?
Santa's Little Helper gets a twisted stomach and has to get surgery.
Oh
Santa's Little Helper
no.
gets another greyhound pregnant, and they do a 101 Dalmatians parody. Santa's Little
Well,
Helper gets it basically like gets replaced by a super smart collie dog, and Bart
oh,
has to go redeem their friendship by getting him back from Mr. Burns, who's turned him into an attack dog. Santa's Little Helper gets a credit card offer in the mail, and so he becomes Santos L. Halper, and Bart runs up a credit card bill. These lots of things happen with that dog.
yay. So when did you guys first watch The Simpsons? It sounds like you both kind of grew up with it.
Yeah, yeah. I watched this when it aired. Like this was
Yeah.
my life. I'm pretty sure this came out on a Thursday because The Simpsons originally
Oh.
aired on Thursday nights. Then they moved it to Sunday nights at some point, which I think actually aligns with when I stopped watching new episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation because
Oh,
you
wow.
had to pick
Oh, had
because
to
they were
go
both
watch
on Sunday.
Simpsons.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, look, it's a window into the Adonis specimen that sits before you. This is what I used to be.
I was just thinking, like, what did I miss because of my TV commitments? And here are my television commitments growing up. Get home from school, rapidly do all my chores in the 30 minutes between getting off the bus and when X-Files reruns begin.
Hmm.
So 4 o'clock, X-Files, 5 o'clock, Stargate SG-1.
Hmm.
Whatever else was happening on television during those hours. No way to know. I guess probably nothing, right? 4 to 6 was probably all reruns everywhere.
You're
Right?
talking Seinfeld,
Isn't that prime time?
Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy.
I thought primetime didn't start until 6.
We're talking about, okay, Central Time.
Oh, it was Central. That does throw a kink in things.
It does. Because you always get like 9 Central.
Yeah.
But
So,
I like
yeah.
Simpsons was known for being prime time, one of the longest running primetime shows.
Yeah, Simpsons
I
was
wa-
on at 7 p.m. for us
Mhm.
Mountain Time when I was a kid.
I was gonna say I watched it every day at dinner.
nice.
We would get our TV trays out in our trailer and we would watch The Simpsons. I was a
Did you
very
have
classy
a
child.
Simpsons TV tray?
Oh.
No.
Ah.
I did.
No, we just.
I did. I also have a Simpsons chess set,
Oh,
which is
perfect.
all molded
Wait.
plastic Simpsons figurines.
Okay,
And
so
it comes in a
explain the
tin box
colors.
that has a board on the back.
What's the color distribution here? Because the Simpsons have to be yellow. So
Yellow.
are they the white or the black chess pieces?
All
Oh,
of
that's a
the-
good question.
So there are yellow squares and blue squares. And
Oh,
so there
Oh.
are basically like yellow crowns for the king and queen and blue crowns for the king and queen, and like clothing changes, but otherwise everybody's just still yellow. Except for Krusty.
Gotcha.
Krusty is the knight. But Krusty wasn't in the first episode, I don't think, at all.
no. I want to hear about the animation because here's what I read about. And I went through like a little bit of a panic today because I thought that there was
You
a
watched the wrong
possibility
one?
that I watched the wrong episode. Because I did see that another episode was meant to be the first in the season. And then when
Which
they
was the
got
last
the
one.
animation, yeah, it was all screwy. And so they tacked it on at the end. And this was supposed to be like a Christmas. They basically just like shifted the premiere of the show like 3 months and started with the Christmas special. And so when I started this episode, I was like, they look normal. I thought that they were supposed to look wonky. So I started going down that rabbit hole trying to figure it out. And so I was already like, maybe I watched the wrong episode. Maybe I should have watched the first that ended up the last in the season. Did I do the wrong thing? And then I'm like going down the animation and there were shorts in the Tracy Ullman show. And I guess that those were the wonky animations.
Those were the ones that were originally drawn by Matt Groening. I said his name wrong. Thank you, guys.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Carrie Ellis.
God damn.
Girl, I'm gonna put that on your headstone.
Oh, fine. Well, how many people will think he's dead there then?
No, I mean it's gonna say your name, but then it's gonna
fine.
be like loving friend, partner, could never say Carrie Ellis.
And then like a plume filigree underneath.
Yeah. In quotes, as you wish. And everybody's like, what?
That's fine. I'm for it.
So yeah, did you guys watch any of the shorts?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
watched the
I've
first
seen a lot of them because, so they do like a clip show, probably season 8 or 9, I think, where they run through several of them. They give
the
you
originals.
like, yeah.
Oh,
they give you like a handful of the original ones, kind of as a gag, because it was like the Simpsons like 121st episode, 221st episode spectacular. It was something like that. I think it had something to do with syndication or officially beating out the Flintstones as longest running cartoon ever.
Nice.
Oh yeah, okay. I was still scrolling to look up which episode was supposed to be the first one and wasn't, and it's the one where Marge almost falls in love with the bowling instructor.
Is he cute?
No, I mean, how are these? Okay, Kelly? Are any of the people on this cute? Like, if they were real, like, can they be cute?
Not what I saw, though. Most of them were children. So.
That's fair. Yeah. Let's not. We're not going to get into.
Okay, I was going to be like, do we need to talk about this? Because I'm going to try to go through. Would Sideshow Bob look okay? Would he look okay as a human?
Let me look.
Smithers?
Maybe.
Kelly likes the nerdy guys in shows.
I mean,
could be Flanders. Flanders.
I was gonna say maybe Flanders because I love a mustache.
Stupid, sexy Flanders. Plus, Flanders canonically has like, I don't know, an 18-inch dick, I think.
Okay, well there you have it.
We're sold.
Yeah.
What about you? Is Marge pretty? Is she a pretty lady? Hubba hubba ding ding, awooga, etc.
Yeah, no, I think especially like when they do flashbacks to Marge in the 70s, when her hair is like down and like Farrah Fawcett feathered.
Oh,
cute. Beautiful. Like you could have a cartoon crush on Marge. Mindy Simmons, who is a almost cheating relationship with Homer a couple seasons later, also attractive, plus voiced by Michelle Pfeiffer, so it's like give me 2 checks in the hotness column. They're inherently grotesque because of the way they're drawn. But it's also, hey, you know what? Whether you're having an ocular migraine or not, our ability to adapt to the way things look and still identify attractiveness is kind of remarkable.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about like cartoons that are hot, the Robin Hood fox.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't mean fox hubba hubba ding ding. I mean the literal fox.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's hot.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, Simba, hot.
Yeah, I had a conversation with somebody about Simba recently.
He's got that hair. We're talking like Maine having Simba, right? Not JTT Simba.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're a child and Simba's a child, is that better?
Oh yeah, my crush was
it's fine.
like,
I was just curious.
Yeah.
His dad. I'm imagining his dad is hot. What was his name?
Mufasa.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Yeah.
I'm not imagining James Earl Jones as hot.
No, I was fully imagining Mufasa.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like the first season, I don't think you see Itchy and Scratchy at all. I don't remember if you do in other episodes, but like,
is that another cartoon within a cartoon?
Yeah, Itchy and Scratchy is like the prominent Simpsons cartoon within a cartoon, or cartoon within a show within a cartoon, because it's a feature of Krusty the Clown's show.
Oh,
we're going 3 layers down.
So deep.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about deep, this show goes deeper than any other show I've ever watched in all of time.
Yeah.
Well, it's been going on. It's still going, right?
This is one of the shows that raised me.
Yeah. Yeah. I most of my like identity and sense of humor, I think, is based on The Simpsons, and I often reference it either intentionally or unintentionally, thinking that other people will know, and it is usually like I'm going to make another reference. The only way I know who the other stonecutters are is the people who get what I'm saying when I reference The Simpsons.
And that was one of them. You're doing it.
Yeah. If you know about the stonecutters, you would know to lift your shirt up to show your stonecutters shirt.
Alas, I did not know. But there are plenty of times when you are making a reference and I'm like, I know he's making a reference, but I don't know it. So from now on, I'm just going to be like, Simpsons?
Yeah. I mean, it's a safe bet. I think my favorite aspect of this was that this was very anti-capitalist.
I know. I loved it.
Because we hit hard how Mr. Burns is like, yeah, we were able to cut all your bonuses and make all this money without cutting anybody in the executive level's pay.
Yeah. And even when he like comes on for the announcement, he's like, hi, please continue working for the following announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls them semi-skilled workers who are not receiving bonuses.
We hit the ground running with this one. And then same when he gets his check for the mall Santa, and they're like, well, after like taxes and stuff, plus the fee for training and the suit rental, it's $13. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like a legit multi-level marketing thing.
But all of capitalism is an MLM, so who are we to talk about that?
Oh God. Again, we're going so deep. It's
we
layer
are
on layer on layer.
A group of like anarcho-socialists, so we're allowed to talk about it all we want.
Join our Patreon. I will say, or I have a request, if you have been a mall Santa or know a mall Santa, email us. We need info. I've got questions.
Yeah. debutbuddies@gmail.com.
Maybe next year will be our first time as a mall Santa. Maybe we all sign up for mall Santa, Ian.
Let's do. Oh my God, we can do like a true crime podcast. We can do like an expose podcast.
Our first in-depth investigation.
Miss Koenig, I'm coming for you.
We can talk quietly into a microphone about crime too.
I don't know if I can do quietly, but I can fix it in post.
Now we could do Mall Santa, but just come with me on a thought journey. What if we move that in and we become Mall Satan?
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
My Aunt Kelly would be really excited about that, so I'm gonna do it.
You
Not
go to
the
the
Kelly
mall,
in this podcast.
No,
different
I'm not
Aunt Kelly.
and an attractive person who appears the way that you want them to appear tells you to follow your pleasure.
Yeah. Would you like to live deliciously?
Yeah. You get to stand in line and they say, yeah, have that chocolate bar, buy that cake, eat a bucket of fried chicken.
Oh,
I did like
so much
in this
joy.
episode where it seemed like Homer was like trauma dumping on the kids.
Oh yeah, that was
Like
good.
there were a couple like just quick cut twos where the kid is like getting off his lap and he's like, "Thanks so much for listening."
Yeah.
He was like, hope everything goes well with your sister-in-laws.
Yeah.
That I think that joke landed the best this time for me because I was like, oh, I kind of get it. I kind of get
Mm-hmm.
being at a point
Yeah.
at a job where you would just, if I worked retail right now, you would just have one customer who you're like, man, I'm having a rough one. Can we
Yeah.
talk for a second? I'm gonna get your coffee, but just you got to hear me out.
Yeah, it starts as like trying to level with them. You're like, "You look busy." Man, me too. Let me tell you.
Also, in that very vein, Homer just kind of says that Santa's little helper is a pathetic loser, and that makes him a Simpson
I
because the Simpsons are
know.
Oh,
pathetic losers too, which is a very harsh line to draw.
But also like I thought sweet still.
yeah.
like so many people demean the things that they hate about themselves, but Homer is like, "Oh, we got to stick together, little bud."
Yeah, there's something beautiful about kind of an American family example that isn't like we're all the best at stuff, right? And I think
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the dichotomy that this episode sets up that does not last past season 2, I think, is that like Ned Flanders and the Flanders family are that like ideal American family. They do everything
Mm-hmm.
right. Flanders is, he's got all his gifts. He's irritatingly polite to people.
Mm,
Like we don't really get into like later on Flanders is extremely Christian. He's kind of weird and quirky and he's left-handed and he's got a big dick and he's an actor
And he's
and he
ripped.
also and
Yeah.
he's ripped and
Yeah.
he's like he
oh,
he has a really tight ski outfit and like
this is getting weirder and weirder.
it gets hey, look, it gets real weird. His
Uh,
wife
um,
is killed in a t-shirt cannon
NASCAR?
accident
Oh yeah.
what
because
was how
she's because she wants to go get
couldn't
hot
handle the
dogs for
kickback?
them, and Ned says no footlongs because Ned got a big dick,
Oh,
and
but if his is 18, why is he worried about a 12?
I think it's mostly just he doesn't want to
Oh, because
think
his is
about.
girthy, and he was like, "I know my wife likes them real noodly, like a foot long hot dog."
Oh, Jesus.
Chelsea, talk about what The Simpsons means to you, and maybe even
Oh.
like drop like favorite Simpsons moments that you might have.
And which character you identify with most?
Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
obviously.
That's still
Um,
true. You felt
yeah.
that way as a kid and continue to today.
Yeah, like so a lot of it has to do with my relationship with my brother.
Mm,
I was the Lisa, he was the Bart. He was
yeah.
very rambunctious. I had like the story that I tell to try to have people understand the difference between me and my brother is I we had the same teacher and I don't know if it was like a drama class or a communication class or something. And I was a very quiet kid. I had perfect attendance. I'm not saying I had great grades, but everyone thought I did because I was so quiet.
Yeah.
There you
Um,
go,
I did
mystery.
I did better later in life. But I remember her saying my name and then saying my last name. And then she said, "Is your brother?" And then I said, "Yes." And then she started laughing so hard
Oh
that
no.
people turned around and said, "What did he do?" And I said, "I honestly have no clue.
Was
I,
she laughing like maniacally or good naturedly? Was
yes.
she like
I mean,
maniacally?
she was like, she couldn't understand that we were related. Like it didn't compute
Oh, okay. So she
because,
wasn't like laughing, like, haha,
yes.
I remember a funny time with Miles.
I mean, maybe, but
Mhm.
my brother was like breaking shit all the time,
Yeah,
doing the
yeah. He
craziest
was
stuff. And I was the complete opposite. Just I was the Lisa and he was the Bart. And that's how our relationship was. So it was nice. And like having a show like The Simpsons, having a family that was like not perfect and
mm,
still like cared about each other was really important to me. My brother and I didn't like each other most of our lives. He's one of my best friends now. So I can say that, I guess. I don't know. But he that show like made made me feel comfortable. And anytime I think about The Simpsons, because I watched it every time we sat down to dinner as a family, it was the only ritual we had together. So like it just solidified that in my brain. And anytime
Yeah.
I watch it, I always feel good and I always feel happy. And it's like, and Homer being the dopey father that he is, like, even like I would say the part where he has, when he's, and I can't remember the entire thing around the episode, but when he has Do It For Her with Maggie
Oh
and
yeah,
like
yeah. Uh-huh.
him working his ass off at the power plant, which is a terrible job and he hates it, but he cares about his family so much that he's like putting all of it into it for them, even though he's like pretty terrible in general. Like he's still like got a good side of him that's not a wholly bad. Like everyone still has their faults. Lisa less so because she's perfect and I'm perfect, whatever. But no, Lisa's annoying as fuck. Anyway, but they all have such extreme faults, but they all have so much love. And
Yeah.
that's like what I love about the show. Plus, it's really funny. So that's my in summation about how much I love The Simpsons.
The Do It For Her episode is really brilliant. So Kelly, just it's a flashback episode because everybody wants to find out what, how Maggie was born. And
Is that weird or was it normal style?
yeah, no, I mean it's normal. It's more the
Hatched out of an
circumstances
egg.
around the birth, not the actual birthing
Like in
process.
Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. She came out of an egg. It was really unique. Interdimensional
Is that why
dinosaurs.
did it come from space? Her little snowsuit is star shaped. Is that like an homage to her being an alien?
Well, there is a
There
Halloween
might be.
episode
Yeah,
later
I was
where she
gonna say, I
becomes
think
an
there's an
alien.
episode.
Yeah. You're
Matt Groening,
Simpsons
hire
did it.
me as a writer.
That episode, so we flash back to Bart and Lisa are born and Homer finally like pays off all their debt or something. Like he gets to a point where their finances are in order. And the whole like a running story through the Simpsons is like they always don't have money.
Yeah.
Homer has to work at the power plant because it pays him good money, even though it's a horribly degrading job and everything. And like that episode, he finally gets to quit the job because he's like, okay, I'm out of debt. He quits his job. He plays Mr. Burns' head like a bongo on the way out.
Yeah.
And he goes to work at the bowling alley, which is his favorite thing to do.
Man, so it must have been a real kick in the nuts when Marge was maybe.
Yeah. Well, because Homer's like so self-actualized that he and Marge like just have, I think, like really raucous, romantic, like party celebration sex, and then she gets pregnant again. And so the episode is about her struggling with how to tell him, knowing that he's finally happy, that he finally has everything that he wanted in his life.
No.
And so when he inevitably has to go crawling back to beg, literally on his hands and knees for his job at the power plant, Mr. Burns puts a sign in his office that says, "Don't forget, you're here forever." And so Homer takes pictures of Maggie and covers up the sign to make it read, "Do it for her." And it is one of the most... Homer has so many beautiful things with Maggie too. Like there's one about Maggie's first word where he goes in and he just kisses her on the forehead and says, "I hope you never say a word at all." And he leaves the room and turns out the light and you hear her say, "Daddy." And like there's just... this show is really sweet, and I'm getting a little choked up thinking about these moments because they are so like they are really tied into my like emotional like upbringing, and it was a tradition for us. Like I watch this with my parents all the time. I think it's very connected to my dad. It's like very connected to every single friend group I've had in my entire life. I know a lot of people who the Simpsons are like, it is our common language. And yeah, I mean, like we used to, you mentioned like watching the Simpsons with TV trays, and like the Simpsons watch TV with TV trays. And there's this really sweet parallelism that's like, hey, look, there's people like us who exist, who do the same thing we do, that don't sit around the dining table and talk about their stock portfolio and whatever else. They're like living to survive. And the Simpsons are really about that, right? They're really about living to survive.
And I feel like the first episode encapsulates that very well. Is
Yeah.
like just him even going to get that Christmas tree and being like, well, I can't
Oh,
pay for the Christmas
yeah.
tree.
The
Yeah.
Christmas trees are so expensive. They're like $75
They're
in
stupid expensive.
1989.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a $200 Christmas tree today. That's crazy. I don't know how much Christmas trees actually cost, but Jesus Christ.
So, okay. So you know that trope that's like on websites where it's like add to cart to see price. You know it's too expensive.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
don't bother. That's out of my
Oh.
budget. I experienced that this year while Christmas shopping. This is my first Christmas with a house. I was like, maybe I'll get a fucking tree. And so I went to like the website for the tree farm here in Longmont, the like local
Aw.
one, and it was like, we'll deliver for some select varieties. And those varieties were like the Charlie Brown Christmas trees, and like the big ones were like, do not deliver. And I was like, I can tell that they're too expensive. Like, I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go. I guess we're not doing a tree. I should have pulled a Homer, gone and stolen one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just go to the golf
Next
course and
year.
cut one down.
I'll buy an axe. I think I can afford that. I think that's in my budget.
That's what when I was a kid, the first 5 years of my life, we lived in the foothills in Colorado. My
Oh,
dad used to
yeah.
climb up to the tops of very tall, like we're talking like 25-foot pine trees.
Whoa.
And he would
Oh,
just
wow.
cut the top off.
That's nice.
The tree will continue to grow.
Yeah.
You're
It's
not
like
taking
a
a whole tree out. You're
sustainable
just
way to
yeah.
do it. Did
I
he yell
used
timber?
Yeah. He also
Nice.
said just the tip.
Oh yeah, of course he did. Yeah.
No, he didn't say
Yeah,
that. But,
no, that explains a lot.
but I wish he did. For the record, I am also a Lisa, because I was the like overachieving kid in school. I got kind of the opposite experience to you, Chelsea, that
Oh.
my teachers asked my parents where my younger sibling was, and they never had another kid. But they were like, if you have another kid, I can't wait to have them
We
in
just
my
want another
class
one.
because Nathan was so good at being a nerd in school.
I had the same experience. I was the older kid, or so I did have a younger brother, but I was the Lisa, he was the Bart. And so they'd see me, they'd get him, and they'd be like, hell yeah, another Attaway. And then he was a punk. So never worked out. He just got to like dash people's expectations left and right.
Which is frustrating because your last name is literally like a word of encriment.
Attaway,
Like,
Attaway.
Yeah. It's something
Yeah.
you say to a fellow baseball player when they make a good play.
When people say that to me in real life, I say deadpan. Deadpan is key. Did you come up with that on your own? So I think that the ones that I relate to the most are the bitchy sisters.
Okay.
Marge's sisters are me.
Patty and Selma, the Waldorf and Stadler of The Simpsons, at least in the
That's
early
me.
going. Now, what do you think? Okay, Kelly, what do you think happens with Patty and Selma? Give us two bold predictions for where their lives go as this
Okay.
show progresses.
Okay. I think that they both come out as lesbians, and then they start a band that rivals Tegan and Sarah.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you just talking about Tegan and Sarah right now? Are you saying that you're Tegan and Sarah?
I'm one or the other, probably. Is this like a personality test I can take, like instead of my Myers-Briggs? Like, what's your Tegan and Sarah?
Do you feel like you're more of an Ashley or a Mary Kate?
I couldn't tell you.
Could have given you your answer if you knew.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Chelsea is
I
a
will
BuzzFeed
say,
quiz now.
I saw Tegan and Sarah live, and one of them was very bantery, and one of them was not. And I think that as a kid, I was not, but
No.
today I'm bantery. So
you're a
whichever that
Tegan.
is. I'm a Tegan. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
See, and a lot of people would say that a podcast with three bantery people can't work, but I think we're doing great. So Kelly, you were very half correct.
Oh,
Patty
yeah,
comes
they did a
out.
Tegan
Patty
and
comes
Sarah?
out as gay.
Oh, okay.
Patty is a gay character.
Okay.
Selma, however, marries like
Like a
5 or 6
Homer
different people
lookalike.
on the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, like she ends up marrying Sideshow Bob, who
Oh.
Yeah.
who was always trying to kill Bart. She marries famous actor Troy McClure, who was voiced by Phil Hartman before he passed away.
Oh,
Um,
R.I.P.
And Troy McClure in that episode has a fish fetish.
Oh, Does she like get into it? She go like mermaid?
It doesn't really work out because
Oh.
she stands up for herself.
Did you watch The Boys, Nate?
Yes, I did.
There's a fish fetish in that.
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Sorry.
about.
Is it Jensen Ackles?
No.
No. It's, although the actor who portrays the Deep is like he's handsome. He's a good looking dude.
He was in
But
Gossip Girl.
you can't like unsee a man getting a blowjob from an octopus.
Oh, are we talking about the
Oh,
Shape
he's
of
also
Water?
in The Covenant. He's also in a horror movie, The Unborn. Sorry.
Oh, that's been on my list.
I'm just like an
when did that come out?
IMDb. I'm just gonna be like, this is the other 5 movies this person has
Yeah,
been
your
in.
pop culture is really showing
Sorry,
in this
guys.
episode. Can we talk about Bart's tattoo?
Moth.
Moth.
Should have left it. Beautiful.
I think should have left it. And I
Yeah.
got curious. I was like, how many people have this tattoo? Looked it up. Plenty. It's plenty of people got moth. So it's like the heart. He was going from mother in a
Mhm.
in a banner, the traditional classic tattoo. And even this was sweet. Like he said that he wanted a tattoo. The family was like, no, you're too young. And then when he goes to get it, he like sees the mother tattoo like on the flash display. And he has such a sweet like fantasy about what it'll be like when he gets this tattoo. His fantasy is that like his mom is gonna see it and be like, this is the best Christmas present I've ever received. Like even that is so sweet when he gets this dumbass tattoo. But it got me thinking. I am currently reading the Mothman prophecies, and I was
so
like,
you're gonna get a tattoo of the Mothman.
I think I'm gonna have to, but I'm
Heart with Mothman on it.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Great.
can I get like a really traditional, like primary color style tattoo with the Mothman? Like, help me brainstorm what that looks like. Because I want the heart and I want the banner. So is Mothman just like, is he holding the heart?
Well, you could do the heart shape and then
Yeah.
have like
And maybe those
the
are the
little
wings,
moth
like,
eyeballs
in
at the
it?
bottom
Oh.
and the little hair, little moth antenna
The little
coming off the
antenna.
top.
Ooh,
So it would
smart.
say Mothman and it would still be a heart.
Yeah.
It would be like 2 layers of
Mhm,
referential.
mhm.
It'd be great. Here, I'm gonna
Okay.
draw it and I'm gonna show it to you, but the listeners can't see it.
Okay,
Unless
okay.
you sign up for the Patreon. Fuck you.
And if you get it as a
Nate's-
tattoo, we'll all have matching tattoos.
Yay.
Lord knows I'm willing to get tattoos that are terrible, so that's fine.
Oh, and Nate, we still have to get our matching X-Files
I know we
tattoos.
got to get our I want to believe tattoos.
We're gonna have to like book a whole day. It's gonna be like a girls' spa.
We're gonna
day.
get
We're gonna
full
go...
body tattoos.
Yeah.
Just elaborate back pieces of. Can you see
Oh,
what
it's cute.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
you see what I did there?
Oh, I
Yeah.
do see what you did there.
Mhm.
Listeners, you'll never know. Between
Sorry,
the three of
guys.
us,
For 3 easy payments of $15.99.
he kind of looks like Invader
now.
Zim, so you have to be careful not to tread into that intellectual property.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't think you will. I think there are
As
plenty
a
of ways.
tattoo, is that a would that be a concern?
No, I think it.
Do you think I'd
falls
be
under
sued?
I
parody.
have some
Copyright
intellectual property
infringement?
on myself,
Yeah.
so
I think the
would-
only
No, you
way,
don't.
like-
They messed it up enough that you're
okay,
fine.
thank you.
I think you literally have to be like selling it for it to be a thing. Or
Okay.
So what if
I
I
don't
get
know.
one and then become a sex worker?
well,
Oh,
And that's part of my branding?
if the only thing that anybody's paying for is that, then maybe. Maybe they'll be like,
The
people-
moth
it's
mademoiselle.
just Zim heads. who
Oh
are
my
into
god. The moth mademoiselle.
this.
Hold on, does that Twitter handle exist?
Nate, what are your favorite episodes?
I mean, my God, so many. The monorail episode is amazing. The
Yeah.
you look, Kelly, if you want to get into The Simpsons, we can make you a playlist of episodes. You go to Disney Plus, you watch all these episodes. Don't worry about, I mean, honestly, like you cannot go wrong between seasons 3 through 10, pretty much.
Okay.
Like they are all bonkers, amazing, wonderful. Homer Goes to
Got it.
College is a great episode.
Oh, what's he get a degree in?
He's actually going because he never got his degree in nuclear physics, so he's not
Oh my
allowed
God.
to work at the power plant. So he has to go back to school. But he gets obsessed with the idea that college has to be like college in like Animal House.
Oh,
So
sure.
he determines that the dean from that college episode is handsome. Like that's a handsome
Okay.
Simpsons
Okay.
character. He plays the bass. He used to play the bass with Sting, I think, in the episode canonically. But Homer always wants to have zany schemes to try to get back at the dean because he thinks the dean has to be the bad guy, which results in him hitting the dean with a car. And then they steal the capital city's mascot, which I think is like a pig, or it's a
Oh, it's gotta be a
Shelbyville. I
pig.
can't remember.
Yeah.
The lemon tree episode, fantastic.
The one that always comes back to me is the chili episode, the tasting of
Yeah.
chilies. That one was a good one. And I always think about drinking a candle because of it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's like an anti-intrusive thought that I've had is that like, oh, if I swallow glass, if I drink a candle beforehand, it'll just
you
make
can
it
gum it up.
smooth. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I think we're all older than the Simpsons at this point, right? Like, aren't they supposed to be early 30s?
Oh,
Yeah.
their age?
Homer
haven't
is supposed to be
aged. Oh.
38 years old.
Yeah, 38. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
I've
I
got a
think
couple
Marge
years
is
to
like
catch up.
37. She's a little
Okay.
younger, but
Mm.
yeah. So they're not supposed to be.
No,
like,
they're not. They're
I'm
not
older.
ancient by
I'm
any
older.
means.
Which is it's funny because you think about how old Homer seems like he would be.
Yeah, isn't he
Yeah.
bald?
He seems
Yeah.
like maybe
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah, he seems like he would be, but he's also,
Does that mean that
he's
we're like
America's dad.
aging better?
Oh, I
as
mean,
people?
we absolutely are. You look at movies from the 90s and 80s and how like people in their 20s look like they're 40.
Yeah,
Right,
that's true.
yeah.
That's very true.
Man,
And
yeah,
anytime
some
I
of
see
those,
somebody
like-
in their 20s right now, I'm like, this person just came out of their mother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mwah, I
Timothy
feel bad.
Chalamet is everywhere right now, and every time I see him, I'm like 15.
Were you just
I
born?
don't know, 16,
you-
maybe. Can he
Yeah.
drive yet? Can he buy alcohol? Yeah, he's
Can he?
27.
Oh, okay. He's 27?
I know.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right, but he's
Okay.
a grown up. These meddling kids.
Where
Okay, sorry,
were
I meant
we?
to look up how old Anya Taylor Joy is. That's not
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah.
we were, but I do
Like
need to know.
26, 27. She's born in 96. I don't know how to do numbers. 27? She's 27.
Looks like
Depending.
a
Yeah,
infant.
she'll be
We're in 2023, so she's 26, gonna be 27.
Mhm.
Yeah.
April 16th.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, she is older than I thought she was, but
I was about to try to throw out a
child.
astrology there, and I was like, have no idea what April is.
didn't
Taurus?
tell you what April is.
Taurus? Is it
Hey.
Taurus? That makes sense.
Jesus, I thought you said Horus, and I was like, that's one of them?
Yeah, the Egyptian eagle god.
Is that the new one? Didn't they?
Oh my
add a
god,
new
that would
one?
be.
Yeah, you know.
I would be so happy to have that as my sign. I'm Cancer, so Cancer is always. No one wants to be Cancer. I actually watched a TikTok where it was like every sign said the sign that they least want to be is Cancer.
Oh wow.
I think that they make those memes for every sign, though, because I've seen that for Capricorn, which is me.
What? No, they went through and did like asked every sign what they would prefer to be and to not be. Everyone wants to be a
Yeah.
Sagittarius or a Scorpio, but
I don't know what
nobody
these
wants to
things
be a
mean.
Really?
Cancer.
Why?
I know. Cancers, I mean, confidence maybe. No one wants to be a Leo either. So I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm a Libra. I'm pretty cool with everything as long as it's
Yeah,
pretty.
Libra's pretty chill. Wait, Kelly, what are you? Man, I don't
Capricorn.
know. Capricorn.
Yeah.
Oh, those are two good ones. Are there
Bow
any bad
wielding
ones?
goatfish. Right? Isn't
Is
that what
that
it
me?
is?
I don't know.
I'm a crab.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
scales. I'm an inanimate object.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here to be indecisive for you. And
Wait, what did you say mine was?
it's like a half goat fish archer. Isn't that
Yeah,
what
that's
Cap-
true.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. People like Capricorns. I have no idea what any of it means.
Oh, I'm just seeing goat. I'm just seeing goat.
There's got to be at least one or two listeners that can give us more information. If you guys want to do our first reading,
Ooh, yeah.
We've never
Oh,
been
I
around.
see
Let's
it.
do our
If
first
we
reading.
have any listener that wants to do our first reading, I'm ultra interested. Anyway, let's jump off this. We've gotten too far on
You're right, you're
some
right, you're
weird
right, you're
tangent.
right.
We'll bring it back. We'll bring it
Yeah,
back
yeah,
for
yeah,
our
for
first
sure.
for our first reading,
Reading.
first astrology
Oh,
episode.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
I do have one more Simpsons question
Yes,
about this
please.
episode. So there is a point when Homer comes home from his Santa shift, and Marge says to him, "Why are you 7 hours late?"
Yeah.
And this is before cell phones. How long in a pre-cell phone world do you wait before you start making phone calls? And who do you call first? I mean, you call their job first, right? You call the power plant.
You call
Well,
the
he
bar,
goes to
yeah.
Moe's.
He
Yeah,
goes
I
to
was like,
Moe's,
you would
yeah.
call Moe's
Sure.
first.
So like you would call Moe's first, not his job.
No, I would call Moe's first.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I were Marge, I would call Moe's first.
But let's say, okay, so how many hours
But Moe would
before you
cover
start
for
calling?
him, so that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird
I
because she
don't
doesn't
know.
say it. She doesn't say it in a panicked way. She's not like
No,
she's
just
she's
an
just like, why are
observation.
you 7 hours late?
Maybe it's like you're
7 hours.
usually 4 hours late or
Yeah.
6 hours late. You usually get really
Oh.
drunk at the bar and then come home.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
accustomed
it's
to
more
a
like
certain
your
amount of
normal.
lateness.
It's normally 4.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you
did
call it
something
late
happen at work?
that point? Do you call it, like, if you expect them 3 hours, 4 hours after their shift, do you still consider it late at that point?
Yeah, it's 7 hours.
Yeah.
7, yes, but at 4.
I think that indicates Marge's like character arc, which is she, even though she knows he's going to be late, she still expects him to come home on time.
Yeah.
Right? Like
That's sad. I don't like that read.
Marge is an example of the American housewife who will never be satisfied with the American husband because
Whoa,
She's a
is
little
this true?
overly accepting. Let's be real, though.
no,
Like,
she's actually like super accepting of
I was like,
pretty
you're
much
too
everything.
kind to Homer all the time. All the time.
Yeah, they really only ever fight when he does something severely inconsiderate to her directly, but the rest of like the general tenor of not giving a shit / screwing up doesn't bother her.
Okay.
But when
I mean,
when he
that's
gives her a
reasonable,
bowling
I
ball
think.
with his name on it for her birthday,
Oh, yeah.
that's that episode. That's that last episode of this season.
Well,
That should have been
even
the
in-
first episode.
Even in this one, when he's like trying to make do with his little amounts of cash and he's buying Christmas presents and he picks up pantyhose for her,
Yeah.
I was like, no, put them back. Better to get nothing. Get her a card. Get her a card. Get her a card. She'll love a card. Put the pantyhose
Just say
back.
something nice.
Yeah, like promise to renew your vows or something. Like, don't.
I mean, I don't know. I get socks a lot and I like socks.
I mean, maybe if he did like the sheer text, like indestructible pantyhose,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, these were on sale for $4.99. I don't think that those are them.
And it was a pack of 6. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Those were gonna run
They're running
when
right
you
away.
look at them. You're gonna try to open the package and get in a run.
Maybe she's using them to rob places.
Oh, there you
They
go.
would have more money if that were the case, I think.
Yeah. That would be
good point.
That's a great like parallel universe reboot of this episode is Homer picks up the
Mhm.
pantyhose and goes, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's the Simpsons holiday heist.
Have they done it? Have Simpsons
They had to
Simpsons
have done
it?
a heist.
Have they done a heist?
In as many
Or even
episodes
just a
as they've
normal
had.
robbery? Have they done a cat
Okay.
burgle?
There's been a cat burglar played by Sam Neill who
But, like,
steals something from
oh.
everybody in town.
Synchronicity alert.
Yeah.
Right
So, like-
before this, I watched a trailer for a movie that Sam Neill was in. So
Literally
feels weird.
because it's a movie called Possession, and I sent the link to Chelsea because I was like, I'm excited about this. It's not Our Possession with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That's a different. It's a
Is this
different
like
one, but
Possession from 1982 or something? Like it's old?
probably. I don't know. I refuse
It
to
is.
watch trailers
Yeah,
of
you're
movies I'm
correct.
excited about. Okay.
I feel like
But-
there's gotta be an Ocean's 11
There's gotta
style
be, right?
parody
Yeah.
that happens, but I don't know. It could be something like the Bart and some kids break into something to do like
Mhm.
Homer steals
Yeah,
the lemon
something-
tree from Shelbyville.
Mhm.
That is a
So
heist.
he's just
of
a tree
sorts.
thief. He's just
Well,
stealing trees left and
Shelbyville
right.
stole it from Springfield first. This is a very
Okay,
long
what's his
story.
excuse for the Christmas tree? No, I know his excuse for the Christmas tree. I'm just pointing out he's stealing trees left and right.
Oh yeah. Hey, how about we talk about our mouths for a minute? How those teeth doing?
Gross.
What? I thought we were going to go back to this bit a little bit, but maybe
Yeah, I was going back to the bit.
not. Okay, good.
That was me going back to the bit.
Great. It's time for the mouth guard report.
The mouth Mouth Guard Report. Open wide.
I got my replacement mouth guard.
Yay!
How are they?
Yeah. Woohoo.
Or is it? How is it?
Yeah, no, it's great. And it's not crumbling apart. And I also learned that one of my favorite gals at the front desk has shifted into the like back space. I don't know. She's learning to be a hygienist, is my understanding.
Aw, nice.
So good for her. Like, not only did I get a new mouth guard, we're also seeing character development. She's so excited to learn new stuff, and that made me feel good and excited, and it made me stop being salty that they made me drive 45 minutes to their office so that they could watch me put in my mouth guard.
And what?
Well, what if it didn't fit? Because it could have gone awry if
I
it didn't
know.
fit.
I understand.
Your teeth could have gotten more fucked up. You could look like my bottom set right now.
No, here's
You
what
can
would have
kinda see
happened.
it.
I
I'm
would
just
have
gonna
put it
cover
in
them.
at home, and I would have been like, doesn't fit, and I would have texted them.
Like I did with Cheeky. Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
I do like a certain level of attentiveness, right? Like when I got my sealants on my teeth a couple weeks ago, they make you bite down on that like carbon paper thing to make sure that your bite's right. And he kept going back and forth. I'm like, okay, yeah, how's that? Okay, yeah, good feed. Like he praised me for giving good feedback on how it was going, which is great.
Yeah.
This is the happiest I've been with the dentist in a very long time, because I was
good.
like,
Oh,
you actually
that's
like
excellent.
you're kind of cool to work with when this is my mouth.
Love it.
But yeah, like what kind of crowd did you have for this? Like you went down there, you drove for 45 minutes. And was it like an old Victorian operating theater and there's just hundreds of dentists sitting around watching?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And the dentists were also Victorian, and
perfect.
Additionally, there were Victorian children ghosts there in the operating theater. Yeah, they had me in an
Great.
operating theater. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Yeah, and they all
We'll
just
never
watched,
bite
and then
pies again.
yeah, they all
We
applauded.
hope you enjoy our pies.
One of them said, "Please, sir, I want some more," as I was leaving, and I was like, "Gross, no."
No.
Could you help me find my mummy?
Oh God,
Oh no.
are you my mummy?
They're just covered with leeches.
That's the. Oh, were you not doing a Doctor Who reference?
Oh, I mean a little bit of both. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the language I speak. How are y'all's teeth? How are things going?
I don't have a guard report, but I have a Garf report.
Yes.
Tell us.
So as I was watching videos today on Simpsons animation, it popped up and it was like, do you want to watch this video on how McDonald's tried to poison everyone with Garfield cups? And I was like, yes.
Oh, they were lead.
100. Yeah, they were
I saw
lead.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is going on with Garfield? Why? But they
Okay, did
have
you watch it?
Yes.
Were the cups lead, or was the paint lead, or was
The paint was
sealer-
lead,
the
and it
paint
had
was lead.
cadmium. Also
Oh, yeah.
in it.
Cadmium.
Uh-huh.
No,
Cadmium?
cadmium
Cadmium.
with a D. And they have sold more cups after that also had really high levels of cadmium, which were not good.
Yeah,
They
this
sold
was
some Shrek cups in like the last 10 years. But whenever the Garfield cups came out, yeah, high levels of lead and cadmium. And I was like, man, I should call my mom and ask her if she drank out of one of those when she was pregnant with me, because I feel like I might have been a lead baby. I mean, I have those feelings, you just have subtle feelings of lead baby. And I might be a lead baby.
what?
I do
I
have
don't
anger
know.
issues, so let's
That could
put
be
that
lead
aside.
baby. That could be lead baby.
There were other examples on this I'm looking at, and the Welch's like juice, like jelly
Are you
cups
serious?
with the dinosaurs on
Oh
them,
my god, are you kidding
had the
me?
lead paint too, and I had those distinctly. So I
Oh,
am a
man.
lead baby for sure. I don't
Lead
know.
babies
Wait.
forever.
When did we get rid of lead paint? I thought
Not
that
soon enough.
I thought it was a
apparently.
long time ago. But have you guys read those studies on lead and gas correlating with violent crime?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did we talk about this before?
we might have.
I think
Because
we've talked about how
love
lead has
this
ruined
fact.
everything.
But yeah, because they were like, hey, when we made gas unleaded, people suddenly stopped doing crazy shit.
About 20 years
Oh.
after.
Although people who have old cars that used leaded gas, because old
Yeah.
engines you still have to use leaded gas in.
Where can you even find that?
Mhm.
Well, you get lead additive. So
There
you
are
like
a couple places.
Oh,
so you pour like an oil liter amount of lead additive into the gas tank to go
whoa.
with your gas. It's interesting.
Every now and then there's like a gas station that does still have lead. Because I used to have an old car, not that old, but
Not
old enough
lead
that
old.
they did ask me to put the one before the one that I have now. Before the one that I had before. There was one that I had. They were like, you need to put some lead in it just in case. And I was like, okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I did have I angrier at that
Was that the blue
time?
one?
Yeah.
I think that your brain was already developed. No, you were less than 25. You weren't fully cooked. Yeah,
Yep.
you've got lead poisoning. I'm sorry to break it to you.
I'm a lead baby.
I hate to diagnose you on the podcast like this.
It's fine. I will get a therapist and they will help me
But yeah,
process
so
and
the
have
thing that I'm
tools.
excited about is I believe that it is Afghanistan. They removed lead not yet 20 years ago, but we're coming up on it. And so all of the people involved in these studies are like, is crime going to drop?
Oh my God, that would be so
Is
amazing.
crime going to
Interesting.
drop?
Yeah.
So something to look forward to. Drops in crime and also science.
Aw, I love science.
I love science. But yeah, that's a predominant theory as to why there were so many serial killers in the 80s in America.
My mouth fine, though I've had a cold the last couple of days.
Oh no.
But I noticed, like, hey, when I can't breathe through my nose really well, I tend to like really clench my jaw because I'm like trying to force breathing. So I was like, I'm happy my mouth guard's here.
Oh,
Pretty good stuff.
Folks, remember to get your mouth guard. It's for more than just sleeping at night. It's for your cold too.
I also don't think my wisdom tooth is coming in.
Oh, it did.
I thought it was our last recording, but I think
decided to go.
not.
It turned around.
Quit.
I think that I ate some popcorn that had to change. So like I was like, oh, it's really swollen and it's like got a pulse, when things get swollen and inflamed.
Yeah.
So I 100% thought my tooth was coming in. It is no longer inflamed. I have a water pick. Should we talk about, do you guys have water picks? Okay. I love them so much.
I should get a water pick. I have a really nice like Sonicare toothbrush thing.
I've got the Sonicare. Nate, I'll send you my water pick because I actually hate it, and you love it. You love other people's teeth, so you can have mine.
Great. Yeah, I'm just gonna bronze it and look at it all the time. Weirdly.
I mean, I love my water pick because I also get popcorn kernels all the time stuck in my teeth, so it's like a pretty constant hell that I'm in. And I had one that I didn't know was stuck there until very recently.
Well,
so
was it like the husk? Was it like the skin?
It's always the fucking husk.
Because I remember getting like that
kernel back there.
No, I mean it happens all the time. I don't know.
Does.
It could be.
There has been
like
a kernel a time or two.
It's just like
I do have an open part on this one, which you guys can't see. It's my upper left. Anyway, there is like an entire pocket where an entire kernel could hang out.
I'm saying
you're not wrong.
Think that there's a tooth happening.
He's
it's
not
possible
wrong.
that an
I'm
entire
sorry
object
that I
is there.
came for you, Nate.
It's okay. Look. I deserved it. I was being
you didn't
insolent
I was
and difficult.
Wrong. I was being churlish.
I've also been playing Garfield card again because I still got that. I got that difficult 150cc round to beat in all of them, and I really want to unlock the rest of the hats because there's all these little hats that you can wear that slightly improve the power ups.
That's perfect.
So I'm trying to unlock some hats.
I genuinely thought you were just gonna say they slightly improve the experience. Like they just change the vibe.
As I see him with the hat.
More fun.
In fairness, they don't seem like I can't tell how they make the game any different.
Okay.
But You do get to be wearing like a wizard hat or
Oh,
a
that's
space
fun.
helmet.
I was
or
hoping it would be a wizard
Okay.
hat.
Yeah, yeah.
In my
There's a
mind, I
chef's
was like,
hat.
wizard hat, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, you
Excellent.
got to go with wizard hat.
Well, 10 out of 10.
I did go to Target to get a PS5 this past weekend. And
Any luck?
no, I had some tummy problems and had to immediately leave because I
Oh,
live in a
no.
city and there are no bathrooms
Yeah.
downtown.
Oh
So I was like, oh, I'm going to be in hell. We have to leave immediately. And I had like the thing in my hand because you have to bring it to the desk to get the PS5. But it seems like places have it in stock. So sometime soon I will have a PS5 in my possession. Because the Last of Us, the TV show premieres this month.
I
Is
think
it this
so.
month or next month?
Yeah.
Gotta play
Yeah.
that game before that comes out.
It's real soon. Yeah. Yeah, you got
I
to
gotta
play
play it before it comes out. It's like reading a book before the movie comes out.
Yeah, you don't want
But
to
like
ruin the
video game movies are never great. Except for
Super Mario Bros.
the greatest film of all time.
Honestly, Mortal Kombat.
It was great. Did you watch the remake? I'm sorry, we shouldn't talk about
No,
this.
I
This will
didn't.
take an
I'm
entire
sorry.
episode. You
We'll
shouldn't have
do a
brought
first
this up.
Mortal Kombat remake episode.
Perfect.
Okay. Well, we can do the first one itself because that was beautiful as well.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
why
actually the
everyone
one
said it
that I
was
was
bad.
thinking of.
The
yeah.
second
Yeah.
one was bad.
Well, we need context. right?
Annihilation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, another episode.
That was the mouth
Okay.
guard report.
That was the longest mouth guard report we've ever done.
It'll be shorter because I'll cut out all of your admitting to murdering people in the
Thank
future
you.
stuff in the
We'll
middle.
leave
Or
it.
leave it. It's fine.
Or leave it. Whatever. You guys ready to play a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, no. I mean, yes.
I'm gonna fail so hard.
No, you're
Okay.
not. You
I
killed
don't
me
know
last
anything
time.
about Simpsons.
You are both so prepared to see what I do here.
Okay.
Because we're going to play I See What You Did There.
All right. Show me.
Who wants to go first? Tribute. Step forward.
I'll volunteer. I
Chelsea
volunteer.
volunteers.
I
All right.
volunteer as tribute. I don't know what she does. 3 fingers? Is it?
Yeah.
No,
it's
does she
three.
just stand up upset?
Oh yeah, she just stands up upset. Yeah.
All right.
No, the
She
three
says, I am
fingers are later.
Spartacus. And then,
Spartacus.
yeah.
Yep.
Wait, then also me. I'm also Spartacus.
Okay, Kelly Spartacus. She can go.
No,
Okay.
no.
Kelly's doing a Spartacus joke, but okay, Chelsea. Number 1, these are all going to be Simpsons themed. The Simpsons got their start as a feature of this British American comedian's variety show, whose name is combining with a phrase used originally for bullfights, where 2 matadors alternate competing for the admiration of the audience. Who does Kelly know? Kelly's eyes lit up for a second, or maybe
I
she
don't
was
know
No.
the
just-
second part. I know the first
No,
part.
I know the first part. The look on my face was not like a spark of joy. It was, oh boy.
Okay, I think
Okay, both. Okay,
don't feel
used
good about it.
originally-
Tracy
but you got-
Olmondale.
Okay. I see what
Oh,
you're doing
no.
there. I like
no,
that.
no, it's not
That's
good
not-
though.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
not-
good.
that was-
It's
That's
not good.
That's not it. That's not what I'm
Kelly,
going
it's
for.
you. Go for it.
The important thing
Um,
here is 2 matadors head to
Oh, is
head
it just Tracy Olay?
alternating
No.
for admiration. It's not Tracy Olay, but that would be.
Alternating.
I mean, basically, just like what's a phrase that you would associate with matadors and the culture from which they come that might involve 2 people facing off, going.
Mi
"Oh,
casa es
Oh,
no su casa.
I got it.
Oh. Chelsea's
Do you
got
want it?
Go. No, I don't know it. It's your turn. Go.
Tracy old man to man?
Oh,
give it to me in
mano y
Spanish,
mano?
though. There.
Mono y mono. God damn it.
Yeah.
Kelly got it. Kelly
Yeah,
got it.
I'm giving you both a point. Tracy Mano y Mano.
Okay.
You see what I did there?
We do.
Unfortunately.
yeah.
Hell yeah. The best kind of seeing what I did there is the sad kind.
Hey, how does it feel when week to week we're just sad? Or I'm sorry, fortnight to fortnight. We're just
You guys didn't know that I'm like an energy vampire like Colin Robinson, so this is
You love
I'm literally
to
like
eat.
I haven't eaten all day. I'm just this is all I do. I eat like this every 2 weeks.
Oh God, this changes our relationship.
No, it is so genuinely joyful for me when one of these lands and you get it. Like a couple of episodes ago, Kelly, you were just like, boom, you had it
Oh
right there.
yeah.
It was brilliant. It feels
Oh yeah.
good. It
No,
feels
I'm still
good.
riding that high too.
Yeah. All right, Kelly, let's see where that high takes you. Number
Okay.
2, nobody better lay a finger on this candy that Bart hawked in the 90s. And it
Oh.
cozies up nicely to this nickname for pygmy marmosets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I mean, it's Butterfinger.
Yeah, it's Butterfinger, absolutely.
And how much of Butterfinger is the lead in to to the second bit?
It's a good question. That's a
Like, is
great
it
question.
Gur? Is it
Er,
Finger
or is it R?
or Finger? Yeah.
Well,
Oh God,
what are
what if it's just
marmosets?
our animals?
What kind of animals though?
Are they rat-like?
I mean,
I don't know what a marmoset
in that
is.
anything with a tail is rat-like, I
Are they
guess.
Do they
weaselly?
fly?
Do they fly?
I thought they flew. Do they not fly?
I don't know.
They jump, they swing,
They
perhaps.
jump
Okay.
and they
Okay.
swing. Oh, is this
Yeah.
like a monkey type?
Is it a monkey type?
Oh no.
Now, what if they're pygmies? What's a pygmy thing?
Smaller.
Yeah, they're small.
You are treating us like such. Yeah, good job, buddy. This is how I talk to my cat. Oh my God, good job.
I mean, we deserve it. Like
We do. Uh, is cozy up a clue or just a turn of
No.
phrase?
Just a turn of phrase. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
damn.
Your main focus is on pygmy, the smallness. And
Okay.
and you've already named the animal. So I mean, if you had a monkey so small, you might call it.
The only thing I can Kelly, are we gonna work together on this? Because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
say
work
something.
together. Let's
The only
team
thing
up.
I can think of is a spider monkey.
Oh,
What's a smaller monkey than that?
These are smaller than spider monkeys, but yes, you're on track with what you're saying.
okay.
You really don't need anything more than you've got.
What are the
It's
ones with
just
the
a matter
eyes?
of putting it together.
What
All
are the
of
ones
them
with the
have eyes, as
eyes?
far as I
No, the
know.
big ones. The big ones.
Like
No,
like
I'm thinking
tamarins.
frogs now. What? I don't know monkeys. I don't know from monkeys. And just to be clear, are we talking monkeys or are we talking apes?
We're talking monkeys.
They're monkeys.
Wait,
They're
what?
definitely
Are you?
monkeys.
Yeah, like they're gonna be a little monkey, tiny monkey,
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
monkey.
but ape is not defined by size.
What are the
It's
ones with the
species.
eyes that are?
I
like,
don't know, dude. So many monkeys have eyes. As far as I know, it's all.
Are you thinking like lemurs? Lemurs have pretty big eyes.
Oh, lemurs.
That's not what I'm thinking of. Is it Butterfinger lemur? I feel like that's not right.
I mean,
Butter lemur.
I'm gonna repeat what I said before. You have all the
Butterfingler?
pieces you need now. You have everything you need already. You can see what I did there with what you've said so far. You just have to
Not
put it
sure if we
together.
can.
We're working together and we're failing. Oh, okay.
You have a
Rat?
candy bar name.
Butterfinger rat.
You have a candy bar name, and you have the animal type. We have confirmed animal type.
Okay, are we talking about the IKEA monkey? He was little.
Baboon, right? I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna get there. I don't think we're gonna do.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you because it's Butterfinger Monkey. Finger Monkey is the
serious?
nickname. These are finger monkeys. Okay,
What is that real? Oh my
Yeah.
god!
it's real.
I'm so upset. Did we lose Kelly?
I think we lost Kelly. I think Kelly quit the podcast.
It was so bad. She had to leave.
She's like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Oh no! She didn't get the finger monkey.
I'll show her. We'll wait for her to come back.
Oh my god! How are these real?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
They're so little.
They're little and adorable.
Oh God, I've never heard of these. Kelly, did you hear the answer?
No, what is it?
Oh my God.
Butterfinger monkey. So
No.
pygmy marmosets.
No.
Pygmy marmosets are these. They're
No.
finger monkeys. That's the nickname.
No.
People keep
you
them
know
as
what that
pets.
is? That's like one of those like dumb animal attachments for your number 2 pencil that Lisa Frank made. That's
No,
not real.
They're legit real. Look
No.
at them.
I have been Googling pictures because I don't believe it, but they're real.
No, this is an elaborate prank.
Finger monkey pet, what you need to know. There's a book you can buy about it. Why would somebody write a book
I
about
feel
something
like
that wasn't real?
it's gotta be like pugs. Like you're not supposed to make them that small.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a
Like
mistake.
you shouldn't do that for them.
I think these might occur this small though, because monkeys they can be small. Like they're just
They
running
can.
around eating bugs
They
and
can.
stuff.
Okay, sorry. What is it called?
It's
Butterfinger monkey.
Yeah, it's called a
finger
finger
monkey.
monkey. Yeah.
Finger monkey.
Uh-huh,
Okay. I was like, I Googled Butterfinger monkey, and that isn't real.
You're gonna show up on some weird lists
What?
later.
No, it's just a bunch of cupcakes. It wasn't anything
What?
weird.
Now I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, put it in quotes.
I'm giving you each a point for that because
for our trials and
you
tribulations.
fought for it. You fought for it. Chelsea, you ready for number 3?
Nope, but go ahead.
All right. The Simpsons have been on since 1989. If I, Nate, was born in 1981, how old will I be when The Simpsons air their 39th season? And then I want you to connect that to the name of the Philadelphia NBA team.
Okay, how old will you be?
Okay.
Sorry, ask again.
So when The Simpsons air their 39th season,
Oh,
The Simpsons started in 1989.
yeah.
I was born in 1981.
Uh-huh.
So when the 39th season of The Simpsons airs, how old will I be? And then I want you to connect that number to the name of the Philadelphia NBA team.
Wait, sorry, whose turn is it?
It's Chelsea's right now.
Okay. I don't know why I was working so hard.
Chelsea is doing some
I'm
math.
gonna slow it down. What month were you born?
September.
Okay. Happy belated.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Notice nobody said it to me on my birthday, but that's fine.
I think I said happy birthday on Facebook or something, probably. I always do.
My Facebook.
Okay.
My birthday is not on Facebook.
Oh,
Wait,
son
why
of a
are we
bitch,
doing math?
How am I supposed to
Okay.
know?
Repeat the question because I did some math and now I'm confused about the question.
Okay. The Simpsons have been on since 1989. If I, Nate, was born in 1981, which I was,
Mhm.
how old will I be when The Simpsons air their 39th season? That's part 1.
Okay. That can't be right. How many seasons do they have a year?
Just one.
And when do they air? Sorry, like we can have an
How
off
did I
by
do
one
this
here.
math
You know what I mean?
so bad? Hold on.
It's 47.
What season?
Kelly
39.
Kelly might know.
47?
Kelly might know.
Wait, no,
It's
what's
the
this?
39th season.
The 39th season.
So Nate
Uh-huh.
will be 47 or maybe 48, depending on what day of the year it is.
The
48,
season goes-
49ers?
716? What is it?
49ers? They're
49ers?
49ers, right?
That's San Francisco.
Fuck.
Okay, well, sorry, what sport? NBA. Okay.
Philadelphia's
NBA?
NBA team. Uh-huh.
That's
Hmm.
rude.
All I
Why?
know,
Eagles? I don't know. Like
all I know is hockey.
What is a number that would
86ers, 74s, words.
you're getting
86,
close?
83s, 87s.
What's a number that would
the
be meaningful to
89ers.
the city of Philadelphia historically?
1776,
17.
76ers.
Okay. So put it together.
40 76ers.
40 76ers. You see what I did there. Good job.
This is just a co-op game. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Hey,
You
I
both
think
got
that
another point.
you would be a great kindergarten teacher.
Yes, because everybody wants their child to be like brain teased by a middle-aged
I
man.
mean, I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds weird and bad, but the way you handle us with like kid gloves
And we're like, I can't.
is, I think, really nice.
I do want people to succeed.
Okay,
That is my
you're
goal.
putting things together. Good
Yeah.
job. Let's go one step further.
I understand how hot and cold works. Like any good situation or relationship, you lead people toward their success. It's positive
And
reinforcement,
what
baby.
do you think happens next? This is exactly why I'm bad at interviews. I'm like, you don't know the answer? Get out.
Get out of here. I hate you. You're dead to me.
Leave.
Kelly, number 4.
Oh, I forgot there was another.
There's one more.
Okay.
There's one more.
Okay,
I think you're gonna feel pretty good about this. Actually.
Yeah, you're just encouraging the 5-year-old in your classroom. Okay, go on.
No, I have a really good feeling about this particular question for you.
Okay.
In the Simpsons arcade game, you can play as the 4 core Simpsons family members, listed in order from oldest to youngest. And you can write down your high scores on this colorful, surrealistic, dreamy stationery.
Oh my God. Is this about my Lisa Frank?
It just might be. Give me that
Okay.
answer.
Okay. I'm so glad that we talked about Homer and Marge's wait. Homer, Lisa and Maggie Frank? Lisa Maggie Frank?
Oh,
Well, don't just the 4 core Simpsons.
Maggie
We
doesn't
don't
have any
count
lines.
Maggie.
Yeah,
Wait,
you don't
so is it just Lisa Frank? Hold on. Lisa
Say
Frank?
that. Say them in order of age.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want all of them? Oh.
Yeah. All 4
I
playable
see.
Simpsons characters in the arcade game.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, Frank.
You got it. You see what I did there?
All right.
Good job. Good job. You're each getting a point. Chelsea helped out.
Yeah. Thanks, Chelsea.
It's another successful. I see what you did there.
Did we
Yeah,
tie?
successful.
successful. Yeah.
We are, 3 more of these, and we're going to qualify for an NEA grant, I think. So let's keep it up. Let's keep up the quality, the artistic meaning.
I sort of feel like we should do like a Waldorf school thing, and you should stop grading us.
Okay.
Let us work together.
Yeah. This week for I See What You Did There, Play-Doh. I've mailed you both some Play-Doh. What have you made?
We love it. I made a ball.
So let's give this some debs. What do we think about this first episode of The Simpsons?
I don't know if I should. I feel like I'm gonna rank it lower than you guys.
I feel like you have to go
you
first.
need to.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the only person who doesn't have like a
Because I don't want to
nostalgia bump
influence
involved.
anything.
Yeah.
You're for sure not going to influence me. I made up my mind. I did not love this. About, I don't know, maybe 8 or so minutes in, I was like, has there been a joke yet?
Yeah.
Or are we just doing sweet? Are we just doing sweet?
Mm.
And at some point I had to rewind because I realized that I had not been paying attention. So this did not grab me. I'm only going to give it 3 out of 5 debs, but I want to give it the caveat of like, I understand that this was first season and maybe we hadn't hit our stride yet. Sounds like seasons 3 through 10 are where things really get good. But based on this episode, I was like, I would not watch another. Just wouldn't watch another. So sorry, I know you guys love it.
That's
but
okay.
No, that's a very fair
That's fair.
criticism.
As a grown-up,
This is not funny,
it's not funny,
and it's not indicative of what it becomes later.
Yeah.
I tried to view it through that lens. I was like, it's a Christmas special. I know that Christmas specials are like a different flavor of the show, but I also was like, wow, this was the first one, and it had like a good Nielsen rating. Boy,
Now, keep in mind, nothing else is on TV in 1989.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah,
Like, you're pretty limited. Very few people have cable.
that's fair.
It's
That's
like,
fair. Yeah.
What's this new crazy nighttime cartoon? Let's watch it.
And like maybe a bunch of people were tuning in because they had seen the shorts on Tracy Ullman or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. This was not a great introduction for me, except for the moth tattoo, which I did love. A plus. If I'm just giving Debs to the tattoo, it's 5 out of 5. Yeah.
Great. I think I sincerely propose this because we also have a listener who suggested it to me. We should do the First Good Simpsons episode also. We can do that later, but we can kind of figure that out. I think that would actually be a little matter of debate, but Chelsea and I could put together a list of like maybe 5 episodes that would constitute roughly the length of a feature film, and we could watch those and talk about possibly the first 5 really good episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also surprisingly going to give it a 3.
Oh,
I think it's I love this show. It means a lot to me, and a lot of this episode means a lot to me. But I was in the same spot where I was just like, I was watching, I was like, man, I shouldn't have picked this because this is a little like it's kind of boring, like especially through a 25-year lens, 24-year-old lens, where or no, 34-year-old lens.
Okay, I'm 34.
Right, 34-year-old lens. Yeah,
also
it's 34 years old.
Yeah, it's also 34.
It's very old. And I am too. It's like it everything that I liked about it was stuff that I remembered. And the couple of times where I was surprised and actually laughed were little jokes like the ones we brought up, where something was clever and understated. Marge saying you're 7 hours late, but quietly and not upset.
The anti-capitalist stuff was good. I support that.
But yeah, you kind of like it would be unreasonable for the sanctity of the Deb scale for me to give it a high score, knowing that like this is not what I love. This is like a test run. This is like
it's a pilot, effectively.
Yeah.
I know that it wasn't for the studios, but for the people, this was effectively a pilot.
Yeah, this is a view of like, hey, this is an idea. But Springfield becomes so much more lush and interesting than it's presented here, and like the family themselves become more interesting. Like Marge develops a gambling problem later. Like there are so many things that happen that are delightful and hilarious and really like where you would go through and go, oh, this is why every single funny thing on television has to do this rapid fire joke a minute kind of thing, because the Simpsons were doing that before anybody else could figure it out. So yeah, I'm giving it 3.
So it is, the jokes are more dense as we go. It's not
the jokes are like so dense now. I think that it's actually become bad because a lot of them are
you don't get to like
poorly framed jokes. The sweet spot, like part of the reason why I like that 3 through 10 era is that they hit a point where it's like they are doing setup joke, setup joke, setup joke, callback, setup joke, callback, setup joke, call, and they do this, and it's like it's symphony.
Oh, they are big on the callbacks.
And they orchestrate it so beautifully that they learn how to reward the viewer for paying attention to the show in the same way that like people liked the original run of Arrested Development, because the whole humor of that was like, if you paid attention to this thing that was a passing gag in the first episode, you will notice in episode 4 that passing gag is still going.
It's still go. Okay. See, that recognition plus y'all's anecdotes of other episodes does have me more interested in watching more. But yeah, this episode alone, I was like, ugh. This is only, at some point I literally checked how much longer was in the episode. They're only 20 minutes long. Like, this one didn't do it for me. Okay, Chelsea, how many Debs? How many Debs?
I'm going to deviate and I'm going to give it a 4 because the family love was really important to me. And I feel like that was exemplified in this episode. I feel like setting that stage for this family being a loving family allows it to be so comedic later on without it being too much of Homer strangling Bart. Like, you're still like, oh, he loves him, it's fine.
Homer
which is not fine,
Bart?
but pretty consistently all the time.
No.
Anyway,
that happens later.
But it does a good setup of being like, this family loves each other, get in on this love before it's gonna go awry. It definitely goes awry later, but like, that's why I'm going to give it 4, because the love was there.
I think that's a really good point, because this does say, hey, look, the through line for every season of this show is that Homer and Marge have probably one of the best marriages that's ever existed because they communicate with each other. They're constantly getting down. And when they're not getting down, they're worried about why they're not getting down, even though they've had 3 kids. They're like, no, but we should still snuggle. Like, that's their code word for it. But like, it is really a show about love and about how much this family cares about each other. So that is a beautiful point. And maybe can you imagine if this show started with Marge being tested by Albert Brooks as a French bowling instructor, and that being like,
and you don't know
where we go.
That like the foundation.
I'm glad that it went the way it went and had the Christmas episode be the first one.
Oh, that's right. So the like potential infidelity was meant to be the first episode. Oh, yeah.
So we would have started. You would have started
crazy.
with an episode where Homer disappoints Marge with a horrible birthday gift that's selfish. Marge decides to go bowling out of spite. Gets hit on by this guy, decides to meet him, and then kind of at the last second decides not to go through with it. And then meanwhile, the kids are getting babysat by a serial burglar.
Wait, those were the same episode?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
A lot
God,
happens
okay.
in every episode.
Boy, yeah, 20 minutes, 2 major plot lines. Okay, fine, I'll watch more.
We'll make you a list. We'll make you a list. And maybe Chelsea will make a list for the TikTok and share it with the TikTok viewers, because we can do a little countdown of some solid eps. And yeah, we'll revisit this and do the first good ones at some point, probably in like 6 weeks or something, because it's hard to come up with ideas.
Yeah.
So 3.333333333 is the score we give
with the
Simpsons
little
Roasting
over it.
on an open fire. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so next time we're going to do the First Fairytale, which will vary. I think each of us are probably going to bring some flavor of First Fairytale, because fairy tales don't kind of hard to pin down stuff when they come from before people wrote it down clearly.
Yeah.
But we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it
I'm going to
a
read
shot.
the Odyssey and the Iliad. Bring those in.
Talk about Homer
Gilgamesh?
again.
Is Gilgamesh out there?
I thought about the Epic of Gilgamesh.
We'll do
I was thinking
Gilgamesh.
about doing that one. Is that the
We'll
one with
figure it
Grendel?
out.
Yeah.
No, Grendel
Beowulf.
is Beowulf.
Beowulf.
Mm-hmm,
Bring in Beowulf then.
Yeah. Gilgamesh is like the very first written.
Mm.
Right?
The
First,
Right?
there
Am I
was
wrong?
written.
there was a picture of a buffalo in a cave,
Okay.
and then Gilgamesh.
We're gonna get real bored
That's
for this
right.
one, and then we'll find something fun.
We'll figure it
We'll
out.
find
We're gonna
something
make it
fun.
work.
We're
Yeah,
all
don't
gonna
worry.
find
See you in
something
2
fun.
weeks.
Look, listeners, you sat through this one. You're going to sit through the next one. Don't kid yourself. It's going to be great.
You love that.
Listeners, if you like this podcast, subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you find us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. Also,
5 stars, please.
5 stars. Leave us a review. You can write about the butthole cut. You can write about Clippy being all dick or no dick. You can write about anything you want. Our ocular migraines, Bart headed.
Oh yeah.
You can tell us that. Tell us if
Tell
you
us your
believe that.
favorite Simpsons episode.
Yeah. What was your
Convince
favorite
me.
I thought
ocular
you were gonna say
migraine?
migraine. Yeah, they were gonna say migraine.
Tell me your favorite chapter of The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Please do. Tell us if you're a Santa.
Tell us if you're a Santa.
Tell us
Amen.
if you were Santa. Listen to Michael J. O'Connor's music. MichaelJO'Connor.bandcamp.com. Spaceboy Books if you like science fiction. And listen to Never Show the Monster. I'm just going to do your plug for you because,
Thank you.
you know.
That makes it easy for us.
Because it's more of an advertisement this way. Listeners, I get 3 affiliate cents every time I mention Never Show the Monster.
Actor. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean affiliate, a paid actor.
Yeah. And you can eat our shorts. This was Debut Buddies. Bye, buddies.
Forgot.
Bye, buddy.
First is best, or first is worst.